right, Sassy Gamers, this is Phoenix Nova here at PAX East 2024. And boy, do we got an interesting one for you today. We've got a couple of developers here. We've got Lorenzi and Caprino from Pocket Trap.
Yeah.
Now you got a new game out. It's Pipistrello and the Cursed YoYo.
Yeah.
So from my understanding, it's a little bit of platform, but I heard you say kind of a more interesting way to say it for its kind of genre. What kind of game is this?
Yeah, so we're calling it like a Zelda-like YoYovania.
YoYovainia.
Yeah.
That was the part I picked up on.
Yeah.
But why? Why do you call it that?
It's because you use a yo-yo throughout the entire game, and it has those aspects of Metroidvanias where you unlock different skills as you progress through the game. So it has an open world segment and multiple dungeons. And inside each dungeon, you get to unlock a new yo-yo move that you use to overcome obstacles and enemies and puzzles. Yeah.
And progress like a Metrovania would.
Exactly, yeah. So that's why YoYovania.
So yeah, YoYovania. I loved how you said that. It makes sense because I was seeing, even while I was playing and other people playing, where you unlock new abilities with the yo-yo. I mean, you start with like just this like quick little shot. You can do this multi-shot. You can throw the yo-yo out and go all the way to the other side. I saw like, well, it was neat because it wasn't just a platform. There's some jumping, I saw that.
Yeah.
But you guys got puzzles in here.
Lots of puzzles, yeah.
Tell me a little bit about those puzzles.
Yeah, so most of them involve like using the yo-yo skills that you unlock, but they are very inspired by Zelda puzzles. So
most of them, we like to play with the layout of the room.
Yeah.
So you have the corners on the walls, and most of your yo-yo attacks bounce off those. So you can do some intricate patterns and reach some far away items or some enemies. So there are lots of ways to approach a puzzle scenario.
Yeah, I saw puzzles where they had yo-yo that with it spinning would attach to a gear and it would spin the gear and moving a platform across.
Yeah.
You could detach it and sometimes the platform would reset and go back. Other times it would stop and you had it where you couldn't jump from where you were at because there was walls blocking. So you had to move a platform to the right place with the key on it, go and get the key, move the platform further, crossed an area that would normally knock you off, and then jump on the platform to get out of that area.
Exactly.
So there is definitely mechanics that evolved, that got more complex.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, throughout the game, you'll get to see different gizmos that we call like the cranks and levers and etc. And they all interact with your yo-yo and your skills. So it gets more complex as you progress through the game.
Yeah, and I also love the fact that you were embracing, you're not just like, it's a yo-yo. It's fun that you did a yo-yo because it actually was originally developed as a weapon.
Yeah.
So it's fun using it to attack. But you're actually like embracing like the yo-yo as a toy as well, because you had moves literally walk the dog. And you would do walk the dog and it would drag your character along and pull them like through enemies and stuff. And I think you had another one where you could wall grind, you could go along the wall.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that you're actually embracing real yo-yo tricks with this as well.
Yeah, we tried our best to adapt them.
Yeah, bring out all the nostalgia for yo-yo.
Yeah, when we were kids and we would play with the yo-yo, so we were trying to get that nostalgic feeling, and that's both with the yo-yo and also the aesthetic of the game that is very similar to the GBA-era, the Game Boy Advance era.
Yeah, I see a little bit. There's some that's a little bit more pixelated, some things that are much more crisp, but still looking like, you know, sprites and icons.
Absolutely, yeah.
Not quite hand-drawn in some area. I see what you say, where it's very much evocative of the GBA area.
A modernized version.
Yeah.
Modernized version, yes.
Yeah, so it's been fun here at PAX because we see both target audiences playing it, like adults like us that grew up playing GBA games, but also kids that never they might never played a GBA before or a Game Boy game, and they get very attracted by it. So it's really fun. So that's one of our goals, like make a modern game, but that has this evocative feeling where,
Amazing.
yeah.
So what's one of your favorite like features or items within the game?
That's a good one. Do you have a favorite one?
Well, I particularly like the gear, like you saw there, because there's so many ways to interact with the gear. You can use your regular attack, or you can throw your yo-yo from afar, and sometimes it gets stuck there, and you have to wait it to spin out. And while you're waiting there, maybe the enemies are attacking, so you have to keep an eye out everywhere. So that gizmo, it has so many possibilities for level design.
Oh yeah, like you said, if you throw your yo-yo out and it's sitting there grinding away at the gear and trying to spin it,
Yeah,
you
then
don't have a
you
yo-yo
have
to attack
just a
or defend
string.
yourself with.
Yeah,
And I saw at least 3 different mechanics with that gear alone, if not more.
yeah,
And there are other gizmos in the full game too that we won't spoil here, but
yeah.
they're very fun too.
It's packed with content.
Yeah, I really like the platforming sequences in the game. I'm a huge fan of platforming games like Mario and stuff. So, and I love how we string together the yo-yo moves with the jumping. And there's a move that most people don't see it here, but I like it a lot, which is the wall dash, which is when you jump and you hit a wall with your yo-yo and you bounce off of it, and it's very satisfying to string together platforming sequences with the walk the dog and
All the
wall
moves
dash.
are chainable.
Yeah, they are chainable. Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, and I saw some of that, like you said, not just the platforming, but that inspiration from like Mario type games. I saw very much that you hit this note and a string of notes shows up, and they only have
Yeah.
so long that they're going to be there. And you have to find the pattern of like, how do I jump here, or do I need to move a platform across? And while the platform's moving, jump from here to here to here.
Yeah.
All of that just to get a little extra like money bag, which looks like is an optional objective.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, and it also serves as a tutorial for the player, a subconscious tutorial. So while you're doing all of that, you're training, you're practicing your abilities with
Yeah.
the yo-yo.
Your memory, like your brain memory, to
Yeah,
attach it to
the muscle memory
muscle
as
memory. Yeah,
well.
muscle memory.
Right, which allows you to start ramping up the difficulty and progress in the
Exactly,
game,
yeah.
at least for the platforming side. And I saw that
Puzzles too.
and puzzles, yep.
Yeah.
And I even saw a slight ramp for the short time I was looking at it in the enemies as well. Because all of a sudden there was an enemy, like all the enemies up until that point were just bouncing around towards you. And literally the person that was playing, when one enemy showed up and shot at them, it was like, oh my God, they have guns too.
Yeah.
So how do you keep that
Right.
type of progression going with all 3 of those types of progression? How do you keep that going throughout the length of the game?
Well, we need to be creative. And
Yeah, and we try to make the enemies also interact with the layout. So that shooting enemy, the bullets also bounce off the corners in the
Oh,
layout.
just like your yo-yo. I
So
didn't even know
sometimes
Yeah.
you see the enemy doing something, and you're like, "Oh, let me try this too." So the enemies are useful tool to teach the
Yeah,
player to
they
interact
teach
with
the
stuff.
mechanics of
Yeah.
the game as well.
Very cool, very cool. Okay, so I'm curious, what engine is this built on?
It's on Unity.
It's on Unity, okay. So that makes it very transportable. So what platforms is this going to be coming out on?
We didn't confirm anything yet, but it's probably coming out for all
All
available
current
consoles.
platforms:
Consoles.
Switch,
So you should
PlayStation
follow.
5, Xbox, yes,
Yeah,
and
we'll try.
PC.
Yeah, PC. PC sounds like definite, because I think I overheard like, what is this already running on?
Oh yeah, the Steam Deck for sure.
Already running on a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Gotta love that. So, proximate release time.
Probably later this year. No No confirmation, no promises, but yeah, between later this year and early next year, bro.
Okay, so shooting for that. That sounds good. All right, so if someone wants to learn more about your game here, where can they go?
So right now we have a Steam page, so you can go there and wishlist the game. Just search for Pipistrello and you'll find it.
Or Cursed YoYo.
Or Cursed YoYo, yeah. And so we will keep updating the page, and whenever it's ready, you'll get a notice. But you can also follow us on Twitter at Pocket Trap, which is the name of our studio.
Yep,
So
Pocket Trap.
yeah,
Yep.
you can follow us there to keep you updated about it, about the
All
game.
right, fantastic. Okay, so Lorenzi, Caprino, thank you very much for your time. You have a great rest of your PAX.
Thank you.
Most welcome.